All right, let's break this down. It's really a story of two timelines, running in parallel but on a complete collision course. On one hand, you have this incredible player creativity and passion, but on the other, you have developer inaction that just threatens to tear it all down. This is the story of Robloxian High School. And it all really starts right here, with players like this one. I mean, just read that quote. That is pure dedication. This isn't just someone logging on to pass the time. This is a person who has found their creative home. Their passion is the absolute lifeblood of this game, but as we're about to see, that loyalty is being put to a serious test. So for anyone not in the loop, Robloxian High School is this huge role-playing game with over 1 billion visits. But here's the thing. Its real claim to fame, the feature that keeps people coming back, is this ridiculously powerful avatar editor. It's less about the high school part and more about having a digital canvas where you can create almost anything. And that editor, it is absolutely central to this whole story.
Okay, so let's jump into that first timeline, the creator's timeline. This is where you can really see the passion in action. We're going to follow the journey of one player over an entire year as they just meticulously perfect their creation.
Just look at the time investment we're talking about here. This was not a weekend project. It kicked off in July 2023 with just the basic idea. Fast forward to March of next year and we're seeing refinements. Then a huge overhaul in May. And by July 2024, a full year later, they're on version 11. That is some serious commitment.
And wow, this really puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? On the left, you've got an early version, and on the right, a super detailed, incredible model. The evolution is just staggering. You're basically watching someone level up their skills in real time over hundreds of hours. This is what's on the line.
Okay, so hold that thought about passion and creation. Because while all of that was happening, we have to pivot to our second timeline. A crisis was unfolding behind the scenes. And this timeline, well, it's not about building things up. It's about how they started to fall apart. So what happened? Well, here's the core of the problem. According to former moderators, the developer, Twin Atlas, started shifting its attention. They were pouring their resources into a totally new project. So Robloxian High School, even with its huge community, was kind of left behind. And that set the stage for a total breakdown.
And this is how it all went down, step by step. First, the volunteer moderators, who were feeling totally overwhelmed, asked for more help. They were reportedly just ignored. Then, in a pretty shocking move, the game's creator apparently just yanked away all of their powers. And the final blow? They unbanned every single player who had ever been banned, flooding the game all at once. Just imagine that chaos.
And this was their justification. The creator basically said, hey, moderation isn't our problem, it's Roblox's job. That's a really controversial stance to take. And with that one decision, they effectively dismantled the game's entire safety system overnight. That powerful avatar editor was now completely unchecked.
Now, if you're hearing this story about a developer just stepping back from moderation and thinking, wait a minute, this sounds kind of familiar, you're absolutely right. Because sadly, this isn't the first time we've seen something like this happen. It's a troubling pattern.
I'm talking, of course, about the whole Meep City controversy. The parallels are just impossible to ignore. In both situations, you had creators defending a lack of moderation. In both games, a core creative feature became the center of the problem. The avatar editor here and the parties feature in Meep City. And now Robloxian High School is facing the exact same risk Meep City did, Roblox itself having to step in.
And that kind of intervention has serious consequences. I mean, look what happened to Meep City. Roblox came in, ripped out its main feature, and the game was basically gutted. Its reputation? Toast. But here's why this really matters. It's not just about a game. This stuff exposes players, a lot of them kids, to unsafe content. The cost of doing nothing is incredibly high. So this is where our two timelines finally crash into each other. The player's timeline of incredible passion and the developer's timeline of neglect have collided, and the entire community is now stuck right in the middle of it.
This picture just says it all, doesn't it? This amazing creation, something that took a whole year to make, now exists in a space that feels abandoned by its own architects. All that passion, all that time, the whole community they built is all at risk of being dismantled, not because of the players, but because the framework supporting them is gone.
So it really leaves us with this one crucial question. When you build a world that millions of people pour their hearts and souls into, what is your responsibility to protect them in that world? As these two timelines clearly show, the answer to that question can mean the difference between a community that thrives and one that just fades away.